While touring the farmhouse on Boone, Farmhouse, build with Lisa Bass, I asked her what has been the biggest challenge in building a turn-of-the-century home in 2026.
So many, so many. Oh man. Sourcing a lot of the materials, like especially for the exterior, like there's a lot of details on the exterior that didn't look like any big deal until you realize like nobody does them ever. And so we needed to all be cedar so that it would be, like exterior rated. But then one thing I didn't know is you need to paint both sides. Like I thought you just put it all up. Well, it turns out they were like, okay, now we're ready for the trim. And I'm like, oh, where do we get that? And then once we figured out where to get it, it had to be custom made because nobody does that. And then we started reading online, oh, if you just paint the front, like install it, then paint the front, it'll rot from behind. So then all of a sudden everything stopped. We had to paint the front and the back of all of our cedar clapboard siding, all of the trim. We couldn't move on until we painted the back first. It was like, it's time for siding. And then we realized, no, it's not. We got to paint the back of it.
That's crazy. Is that standard, or was that just something that you had to do to be true to the time, or what?
You could just put it up, but probably like in 15 years you'll regret it. And I was like, I'm just not doing that. Like just to rush this time, because that paused us. Like now we're done. Like we have to, for 3 weeks now, paint the back of trim. And I'm like, I'm just gonna do that because I don't want to be in 15 years ripping down every bit of our wood exterior.
So you're talking a lot in terms of custom and specific materials. Was that something your builder walked you through, or did you have an idea going into this process? I want Douglas fir on my porch and all of that.
Oh no, this was all us. Our builder's like, okay, like the whole, expect that if you're gonna do something like this, you're going to be very, very involved. It's not gonna be a situation like, even if you have a contractor, they're not gonna know what to do with it. Like they're gonna be, they're gonna know what they usually do. They don't usually put beadboard on every wall, and they don't do wood on the exterior ever. Like that's really gonna blow their minds. It's just everything. Like they've never, the flooring guys have never seen painted floors before. Like just over and over again, vintage old fixtures. Never seen that. Like it's just every step of the way you're gonna be extremely involved. This might be your life. So.
Okay, question though, is curiosity. How many years has this been a dream in the waiting?
I started dreaming about this in, I want to say late 2023.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so it hasn't been that long, but I've always loved old houses. And so I just assumed when we realized that we wanted to, have a little bit of a different property and move, I assumed we would find an old house, and we looked and looked and looked. And so I think it was around 2023 that we were like, this might not happen. Yeah. And that's when I bought like new old house. I started watching Brent Hall and started like kind of piecing together in my brain like the things I'd noticed about the houses that we've lived in. So the love of old house is very long. Building one, more new.
Right. This is so neat. And I think this is really going to set a precedent in terms of what you're doing on whole. I mean, I know it's kind of a trend, but I've never seen it done quite like this.
Well, thank you. It's been a process for sure. But yeah.
I'm excited to see the first Christmas in here though.
Oh man, me too. Yeah, that's okay. That yes, it's funny how fast the years go. Because I'm like, yeah, we thought for sure we'd be in here by now, but we're, like I said, there's been plenty of times along the way where we could have just been like, all right, forget it, let's just do this. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Like we're not doing a hurry on this. And I think it's sort of paying off. There's certain things that will just end up changing too. Like there's certain things you can always add later, like you can add beadboard later. Mm-hmm. So if you do have a faster time frame that you need to get in, you could say, okay, we'll drywall, and then later on, room by room over time, we'll add, beefier trim, we'll add some fixtures, some old stuff. Maybe we'll just toss in a bathtub, and then later on we'll get like the beautiful one or the beadboard. I think that it's probably easier to, not easier, but it's nice to get it all done up front. But if you're on a tight time frame, those can be things where you kind of think about the shape of the house, the proportions, the design of like the structure, And then you can add all those things in later.
For a full tour of Lisa's house build, click on the second link in the description of this video, or click the video that pops up on screen shortly. Beautiful Bathtub was thrilled to help her finish this build with 6 vintage fixtures from our inventory of bathroom and kitchen pieces. All 6 pieces are originals from the 1930s and include 2 vintage pedestal sinks, 2 porcelain toilets, and 1 5.5-foot clawfoot tub. These 1930s pieces were professionally reglazed via our in-house resurfacing service. This service restores vintage fixtures to new or better condition for use in modern day.